Greetings, Chrymzon here, and I figured I'd make a video touching upon some of what I've seen in the new Saints Row trailer. One of the details that I noticed is that it almost appears as if the new rebooted Saints stumble upon a chapel that may have been owned from the previous iterations of the Saints. One of the things that is kind of giving this away is that there is a fully painted mural of an angel that is reminiscent of the older Saints icon, very similar to the statue that was kept in the Saints Row 2 headquarters. And not only that, the architecture itself has the Saints symbols all around it. It's on the staircase and it's on the ceiling. That seems a little bit odd to be just a coincidence. Now, it does appear that this church was inhabited by the idols originally, and you can see their corpses in the pews within the background. So I'm not entirely sure why the rebooted Saints decided to come to this chapel or this church and take it over, but it's almost as if they stumbled onto the idea of becoming Saints after they entered this church. Another thing that may have been shown in the trailer is the leader of Los Panteros. I am not entirely sure why there has been almost no focus on this guy, but his name is Sergio Velez, and he might be the dude in the suit and tie jumping out of the helicopter. I can't say for sure that this is the boss of Los Panteros, but they have at least given us his name. Both in the trailer, it is mentioned by the person voice acting it that the guy's name is Sergio, and then if you go to the website into the factions section of Saints Row, it'll tell you the leader's name. We also learned that the leader's name for the marshals is Atticus Marshall, and then we learned that the idols is in fact ruled by a collective. It's not just a single leader ruling over all of them. They also show off some high-ranking members of the marshals. You've got these super soldier type guys, and then they have a Terminator with Gatling guns for arms. And I assume that the ones for Los Panteros, the high-ranking Los Panteros members, are the guys wearing the masks. It's kind of hard to say because once again, there doesn't seem to be a lot of focus on Los Panteros for whatever reason. Now, one thing that a lot of people are making a big deal about are these wasteland factions that have been introduced in the trailer, and I really wouldn't get too hyped up for them. So it seems as if there are two factions. There's the blue faction led by the nerdy guy, and then there's the red faction. So there's really two ways I see these guys being utilized within the game. Either they are going to be the people that we kill once we get to endgame so that there's at least something to do after we wipe out all of the other factions, which I view as a bit unlikely. And then there's the second possibility that this is kind of a joke faction. These aren't real gangsters or gang members. It almost seems to me as if they're playing a game of paintball out in the wastes. Now, one of the reasons that I believe this is because you see the boss shoot the blue leader in the center of a store, and then you see like little tiny balls pop out where he supposedly gets shot, and then he uses a ketchup bottle to act like it's his real blood and he's bleeding out. I'm kind of surprised that they introduced these people as a faction because they don't seem to me to be a real gang, and this is more of like a paintball activity instead if it were to be anything else. I'm definitely interested to see what they will do with these wasteland factions, but I really would not get too excited over them. Now, one interesting thing that I realized is that the trailer shows off the very beginning of the game. In one of the scenes, you see the boss looking at her reflection in the mirror within a martial locker room. I believe that this is where character customization first takes place. And then you are given some gameplay clips that shows you playing as a member of the Marshals. Now, part of the boss's background story is she originally was a Marshal, so I believe this to be the player character, and this showing us what happens towards the beginning of the story and why the boss felt it necessary to break off from the Marshals. Now, a new character that they also introduced within this trailer is the bounty hunter guy. And it sounds as if he might be the voice actor that is narrating this very trailer. My guess is that one of the factions hired this assassin to kill you, And at first I thought, okay, that would probably be the marshals, because the marshals would be the ones that would have the most beef with the boss, since they used to be a part of their organization. But then you see a dead member of the marshals right behind the assassin. So it appears as if the assassin killed that marshal member. So if it's not the marshals that hired the assassin, the next best guess that I have would be Los Panteros. Now I have no idea if this assassination mechanic will be fully fleshed out and utilized in the game. It would be kind of cool if you were just traveling around the world and then all of a sudden you see a sniper shot just whiz right by you and you just have like a little interactive moment right there. That would be really cool. I would like to see it. I don't know how far they're going to go with the concept, but it sounds like a fun idea. And for the last little detail that I saw in the trailer, I noticed the Ronin symbol spotted about 4 minutes in. Now, the one key difference is that instead of a dragon, it's a snake. And I cannot remember if I noticed this sign before in one of the previous trailers, but this seemed pretty important, so I figured I'd bring it up right now. I can't say for sure why they changed the image from a dragon to a snake, but my best guess would be that this might indicate some sort of a connection between the Ronin and the idols. Sort of how there was a connection between the Ronin and the rollers from Saints Row 1. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one.